just the start.
What's up, y'all? Thanks for stopping by the Obviously Authentic channel. My name's Leah, that's spelled L-E-A and not L-E-A-H. So, just want to make a quick announcement. I'm going to be trying to do a video schedule. Hopefully I can stick to it. But I will be uploading videos on Fridays and Saturdays. As y'all all know, your girl is in school and I paid for school. I'm not paying for YouTube and YouTube does not pay me. So this is just a fun hobby for me. But I definitely, like I said, it's fun and it's enjoyable and it breaks up the mundaneness of school for me. But I still want to do well in school. So I'm going to be trying to do video schedule, like I just said, which will be, again, uploading videos on Friday and Saturday. I also want to thank my new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing. And my old subscribers, which I really can't call you old, but because I ain't been on YouTube that long. But thank you for people that have subscribed and are still subscribed with me trying to figure out this schedule. But yeah, that is just the church announcements. If my energy is low, it's because it is 11 o'clock in Alabama right now and I'm trying to get my life together, okay? But we're going to get into this review because when I tell you shenanigans. And I enjoyed myself. I really did. But yeah, y'all, that is the church announcements. So let's get into this video. So the episode kicks off where we left off, where it's the altercation between Garcelle and Erica. Erica hyperventilating in the bathroom, having a breakdown. Garcelle sitting on the couch crying because she feel bad that she made Erica have a breakdown. But I genuinely don't think Garcelle did it on purpose. Now, was she wrong in the way in which she brought the conversation about Tom still calling Erica? Yes, because she didn't give Erica the chance or give Erica the grace to have an option to be like, yes, you can bring this to the group. No, you can't. But we end up finding out from Crystal that Erica said she didn't want to talk about what they talked about on their hike. But Garcelle didn't hear that. And I was like, okay. And Sutton is kind of like some of the viewers she's just like, this reaction is kind of a bit much for what just happened. And I think that says a lot when we know Sutton overreacts to a lot of things. So the fact that she's like, this is a bit much, it's a bit much. Now, do I think these emotions and tears are real from Erica right now? Yes. Did I think the other tears, when she was crying, when she met up with Kyle at the hike? No. And when she came to the house and she had that hand and was like, it's not okay. And it's not going to be okay for a long time. When she did that, did I feel like that was fake? Yes. But this right here, I don't really feel like it's fake. I genuinely think Erica was having a moment of oh crap, someone caught me in my lies. Because this is my thing. If Erica would just be upfront with the ladies, we wouldn't be catching her in lies. That's my thing. And I learned that at a young age. When you lie, and if you're not good at lying, you make the lie worse and you prolong the lie. And then it also doesn't make sense and it makes it easier for people to poke holes in your stories when you lie. So it's just kind of like, Erica, just tell the truth. Because honestly, if she would have just said what she said to Crystal and Garcelle on top of that mountain last episode, nobody would be having an issue. If she would have just been like, Tom still calls me from time to time, but I'm not really taking his calls. I'm trying to move forward with my life. Plus, I told him if it's anything important, we can talk through our lawyers. If she would have said that, this whole little situation would not be a situation. It's like, you're lying. So this is why this is the situation. Girl. So she comes back from the bathroom. Dorit immediately pops up like a jack in the box. And she's hugging on Erica, talking about, it's going to be okay, Erica. Then she's like, don't worry, we got you. And it's like, sis. Crystal gets up to see if Erica's okay. And then you got Lisa Rinna like trying to console Erica, and I'm just like, is anybody gonna check on Garcelle? Granted, Garcelle is the one who caused this situation with what she did, but you see she's upset too, and if you're all supposed to be friends, then there has to be a balance in which y'all show like care for each person, in my opinion. So then you got you got Erica and Lisa sitting on that couch again, and Lisa consoling Erica, and Erica acting like a 3-year-old who just fell off her bike. And she's like rubbing her back. She's like, I'm sorry that happened to you. It was fucked up. And I'm like, Lisa, and granted, y'all, I'm a Capricorn. I don't like confrontation because 9 times out of 10, I know I'm right. So what's the point of me arguing with you? I'm not like that. But most of the time, when I know I'm right, I'm not arguing with you because I know I'm right. But I'm up for discussions. But it was just kind of like, why? Like, is she basically what was happening is Lisa was like digging the knife in deeper in Garcelle, because here the whole entire episode, sorry, I got tongue tied. The past 11 episodes, Garcelle has been on a pedestal and Lisa has had to grovel. And now that Garcelle messed up, Lisa is taking pleasure in it and driving the knife in, because there was no need for her to say that. All you could have said was like, oh, I'm sorry that you're going through this. But to be like, I'm sorry that happened to you, that happened, like that this moment just happened and that it was effed up. You're basically making Garcelle feel bad, and I didn't think that was fair. Because granted, she did do something wrong, but I don't really think she did it with malicious intent. Same way with Sutton. When Sutton walked in on Crystal, I don't think she was doing it with malicious intent and to like embarrass Crystal. Same with Garcelle. Both ladies were wrong, but I don't think they had malicious intent behind it. And I'm glad Garcelle apologized. I just didn't like how they were like, I don't know. It just felt weird to watch the ladies. I felt like Dorit and Lisa were trying to ostracize Garcelle. And maybe that's just me, but it just seemed that way because there was no need for them to like especially Dorit's non-existent like European accent British mess. That wasn't even a good read, but she got on my nerves because she was like, when Crystal reiterated that, like, you know, Garcelle didn't hear Erica say, I don't want to talk about this with the other ladies. Dorit was like, are you sure? Are you sure there's not something else going on between y'all? Because that was just a lie. And I was like, Dorit, shut up. That ugly hat on your head. But it was a bit much, because then after Lisa says what she says about, like, I'm sorry that happened to you, that was effed up, Garcelle, like, she done. Like, Garcelle grabs her stuff, and she about to grab her things, she about to leave. But then Kathy stops her, and she's like, no, stay, it's gonna be okay, let's work this out. So then Garcelle comes back down to sit down, and she's like, I never want to do anything to hurt you. Like, that is not my intent. Because I really think Garcelle really does like Erica. And I think she felt bad for her. Because it's like, she's been through a divorce where someone lied to her for 5 years. So I guess she's giving Erica the benefit of the doubt. So I don't think she really wanted to hurt her. But it just was bothering me the way the other ladies were treating her. I was happy that Crystal and Sutton were still like because all of a sudden Erica's like, I'm gonna go. And like she leaves and there she's outside waiting for her car. And you got Kyle, Dorit, Lisa outside waiting with her while Garcelle, Sutton, and Crystal are still in the house sitting on the couch. And Sutton is like, you didn't do anything wrong, like trying to reassure her friend that she's okay. And then Crystal kind of reiterates the same stance, but just saying that, like, I just think Erica's just so wrapped up in her pain that she can't see that you didn't mean it that way. And I was like, yeah, you didn't mean it that way. But then you see them outside consoling Erica again. And it was just kind of like, it gave me like the Popular Girls, like, it was just weird. It didn't come off nice. Like, yes, Erica had her moment, but it just came off mean. And maybe I just don't have the words to say what I really want to say. it just felt, it felt gross. I don't know why it felt gross to me to see all three of them outside and then Garcelle in there crying. And I ain't like it. I just didn't like it. And I don't know if, like, I just can't find the words to say why I didn't like it. I didn't like it. You know why I didn't like it? I didn't like it because it made me feel like I've been in that situation where I'm the only black person and I do one wrong thing to somebody and then everybody makes me feel bad for what I did when it was a mistake. But everybody else has done the same thing, because for Lisa to be like, Garcelle throws daggers, and it's basically Lisa does the same thing that Garcelle does with her probing questions. She did that to Denise. She's done that to Kim. It's like she did that at, what's her name? Yolanda. It's like Lisa does the same thing that Garcelle does. So what are we talking about, ma'am? Like, what are we talking about? I just did not like it. I ain't like it, y'all. I don't like it. So it's the, like, you know, it's the next night. Well, it's the same day. It's the same night. And like I said, Garcelle apologizes. The only person who wasn't, like, visibly, like, upset or, like, taken aback was Sutton. Like, Sutton was peeping game. Sutton was like, there's more to this conversation and this story that we are being told, because that reaction wasn't normal. So it's the night, they're gonna eat in. They're ordering Ruth Chris. And, you know, all the ladies come down. Everybody looks nice for the most part. I don't understand why Dorit was naked, basically, because everybody was complaining about how chilly and cold it was inside the house because they had the doors open. I was just kind of like, why you naked then, sis? And mind you, Palm Springs is in the desert, and the desert gets extremely cold at night. That's like a fact. It gets extremely cold at night, and it's extremely hot during the day. So I was just kind of like, Dorit, this outfit choice doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. But, you know, they're about to eat. They're sitting down, and then as they're talking, there's like a flashback with, I guess, a flashback of 2 hours later before Erica left, and it's about Tom, and it was about saying that Tom Girardi's creditors are planning an involuntary petition of bankruptcy because he ain't got no money. And I guess she was waiting to see what the transcript says, but they think that at that present moment on that day, they thought that was the reason why she lashed out at Garcelle. So they're sitting down for lunch, like for dinner. Garcelle is saying that, like, you know, because they're still kind of pressing the issue. And Garcelle is just like, I would not come at her and kick her when she's down. That is not who I am. And that's not what I did. I was just asking a question because y'all have been her friends. Y'all have been so open. So why is it? Like, we're all supposed to be friends. And Garcelle even said, I texted her to see if she was okay, but she ain't text me back. But I'm cool because I know what I did wasn't wrong. And then Kyle chimes in. Kyle was like, she's not going to be rude or be like mean or nasty towards you. She's just not going to be trusting of you. And Garcelle pretty much said, that's fine, but like, I didn't really do nothing that wrong. And then Lisa Rinna's sitting in that ugly cheetah print jacket talking about, but can you own your part in it? Can you own it? I'm like, if you don't shut up, lady, if you don't shut up. Because I'm just kind of like, what does she need to own? Yes, like, she already apologized. There was nothing to be owned there. Like, she apologized. That's owning what you did was wrong. So shut up, Lisa. You just did. Oh, she got on my nerves. Her Dorit got on my nerves. So then we get to this conversation at the table. Kathy brings up talking about not seeing color. And Sutton is like, I ain't saying nothing. And then the conversation gets to going. Kathy talks about how she was cool with Michael Jackson, and Michael said he didn't see color, which Michael is lying, because Michael has so many songs that are about bringing unity to the world, about people loving each other for like their differences. And the nigga was black. Just because he had Villalago and decided to dye his skin all the way white don't mean he won't black. The man was black, and he know he was black. So I don't know this conversation now. But then, you know, the conversation, I think they were having a good conversation. Doree just made herself look stupid. Doree made herself, and it's just like, it was a good conversation, but Doree made herself look stupid because because Crystal and Garcelle was basically saying, like, yes, when people say they don't see color, that means you don't see me. And that's true. When people, normally when people say they don't see color, that's a crock of shit to me. Because when you see me, you see my color. You see that I am a black woman. That's what you see. So, and when I see other people, I see that you're an Asian, or you're black, or you're white, Hispanic, Philip, whatever you may be. That's what you see first. So the whole, like, I don't see color is stupid. And like Garcelle said, when you say you don't see color, you don't see me. What black people want from our counterparts is you see us. You acknowledge the struggles we go through, and you want to correct your part in it. And that's basically what she was saying. Like, when she told them, like, y'all never will have to have that talk about when you go, like, when your sons are out driving, follow all the instruction from the police, because one small movement will get you killed, and they'll say it was justified because they was afraid, when that's their job. And then the whole thing about a 4-year-old, I mean, those are conversations that we have now that are important, because the world is dangerous when it comes to black people. Like, it's just what it is. I didn't agree with Garcelle saying the world doesn't see value in black men. The world doesn't see value in black people in general. That could be male, female, child, gay, straight, and everything in between. So I was just kind of like, yeah, we have to have those conversations. And then Doree just should have been quiet like Sutton and sat back and just listened, because Crystal also chimed in and talked about, you know, she was bullied as a kid. Like, people always made really snide comments, but her parents taught her, keep your head down, good grades, don't draw too much attention to yourself, because they didn't want their children to get hurt, which is also understandable. There's, like, parents want you to either stand up for yourself, or they want you to be safe. Ultimately, they want their child to be safe. So I understood where Crystal was coming from. But then Doree in this stupid thing where basically she was like, I'm teaching my children, you know, that who's she trying to what kind of shit she said? I'm teaching my children, you know, how to treat people with respect. You know, we hire people. Basically, Doree was saying that everybody in her house that is the help. So like the janitors, nannies, or whatever, house cooking, cleaner, whatever, are either black, Hispanic, or Asian, and they're dark skinned. I was like, in what way does that help create a balance in a child's mind when everybody around them is of a darker persuasion or of a different ethnicity or race, and you got them being the help when they're already being force-fed those types of images as they get older when they learn about history? So Doree sounded stupid and then got upset when Garcelle said, are you saying that the only people of color that are around you are the help? And Doree was like, no, my mom's best friend is black. That didn't answer the question, Doree. So you made yourself look stupid. And it kind of co-signed that, like, the only black people around you are the help, ma'am. But she felt so, I was like, I see, this is when you just need to shut up. Because it reminded me of when, what's that girl's name? Osborne. Kelly Osborne was on The View when the whole Donald Trump thing. And she was like, who's going to clean your toilets, Donald Trump, if you deport all the Mexicans? And she thought she was like saying, because she was like, yeah. And everyone at the table was like, not all Mexicans are janitors or are gardeners, ma'am, or house cleaners. And it was like, Kelly Osborne thought she said something deep. And so did Doree. And I said, you sound dumb. Sometimes you just gotta learn how to take cues to sit there and be quiet. Because Kyle learned, because Kyle said, I will never know what her experiences is, but I can learn to understand. And that's just all you can do. Because I was just like, oh, this is stupid. But you know, it It was a mess. So it's the next morning and ish hits the fan. So the LA Times releases an article, and it's basically the legal titan and the Real Housewife, the rise and fall of Tom Girardi and Erica Jane. And everyone's reading it. Everyone is shook and everyone is shocked. Like, they just can't believe, like, this is on LA Times. And basically, I'm going to read to y'all some of the captions that they were reading. The first one was, he stands accused of stealing millions of dollars from vulnerable clients, including Indonesian children, orphaned by the plane crash and burn victims. Then you have his creditors have demanded payment in court. He has bristled at allegations that he diverted firm assets for lavish living, but his lawyers admit in court this week that he has been unable to tell them what happened to the money. Sis, he stole. That's basically what he did. He took them people money. And then basically they also talk about that that report I showed you in one of my videos about Erica, where $20 million was placed into her, I think it was like E&J Global, which is short for Erica Jane Globals, like her production company. He put $20 million in there. So it's like, sis, you in trouble. So then, here's when Sutton shined for me, y'all. And like I told y'all, I know y'all don't like Sutton, but we like Sutton over here. Because Sutton sat there and read everything. Lisa and Kaya were acting like the article was too long. And granted, it could have been long. Like, granted, it was long. I remember seeing it. I ain't take the time to read it. I went on, the gossip sites to get the cliff notes. But Sutton said she had been up since 7 a.m. And sis read the whole entire article and read it again. Basically, Sutton was like, he had a Ponzi scheme. And I was glad that Kyle, because I always thought, I never really knew what Ponzi schemes meant, but Kyle basically said, you rob Peter to pay Paul. And if you don't know what that, it's like just an old saying, but basically what they're saying is he took from those victims to fund his life, to pay for the house, to pay for the lavish jets, the trips, the gifts, and everything he gave Erica. That's basically what happened. And then Sutton also states that basically, even if Erica did not know that that $20 million that Tom put in her company, like, she didn't know where it came from, because her name, because they don't know, but if her name is on the LLC of the company, then she has to pay those people back because she took fraudulent money. And I was like, yo, for real? So, like, that's what that article, like, that document that I showed y'all that I did not understand. But I'm glad Sutton broke it down. So, basically, if she didn't know, or even if she didn't, like, if she didn't know, it doesn't matter. If her name is on the company, like, that it's hers, she got to give them people their money back. Woo. And Sutton was breaking it down. And then Lisa was like, I'm worried about her mental state. And then Dorit comes down, and you see Dorit basically says, and Dorit kind of implicated herself. And I'm like, sis, you saying too much. That's why y'all need Sutton. Because Dorit was like, you've known Erica, and she's saying that like, what's her name? Kyle and Lisa have known Erica for 6 years, and she's known Erica for 5 years. Kathy was like, I don't know her. Kathy said, I don't know her so quick. Once Sutton started breaking down the shenanigans, Kathy was like, I don't know her. Because Kathy said, y'all not about to, I don't know her. And it's just a mess. It's a mess. And then, like, so we get back to California, back to where they're supposed to be in their homes. Everyone's excited. And we see Dorit on the phone with PK and Boy George. And Boy George basically told her what's tea. Boy George was like, you need to stay as far away from this as possible, because this is a mess. And I'm with him, like, this is a mess. A mess. So then there was a call that, like, you know, Sutton sent out a PSA, not a PSA. No, we'll say it is a public service announcement saying that, like, we need to meet at Dorit's house and we need to get down to the nitty gritty. So basically, Sutton basically told them, like, well, let's talk about the cheating thing. I remember this. So Erica went on this whole rant one day about Tom cheating, and she posted pictures of it. I ain't cared because I don't care. But I guess, like, it's kind of interesting that they were filming at this time. But I think when she did that, I just automatically assumed she was just trying to distance herself from him, which is, like, I would too. But Lisa said she talked to her, and Erica said that the divorce lawyer told her to take it down. And I think it was taken down after some time now. But you know, everybody screenshots everything. So let's get to Miss Sutton. So Sutton is the last person to come up to the party. And Sutton basically said, like, I don't know if it's good for us to be around Erica. And I think and all the ladies are like, huh? And I think what Sutton is trying to say is, if we were filming this show, we could be subpoenaed in court to, like, confirm or corroborate her stories. And if she is lying, then you're lying under oath, basically. But I don't know if it would work if you didn't know you were lying. Because, excuse me, y'all. Sutton is like, things are not adding up. And this situation is, like, serious. Like, Sutton is like, this is not, like, a blue collar. No, I think she said white collar. I don't know the difference sometimes. I really don't know the difference. Basically, Sutton said, this ain't no play, like, ish. This is real. Like, people have been affected. Like she said, the kids who were orphaned by the plane crash. You got that guy who was a burn victim. The women who ended up getting, like, breast cancer because of, like, hormones from, like, chemicals that they were using on their body. Probably, like, body wash or hair shampoo. I remember hearing about that girl who got breast implants, and the breast implants were defective and were supposed to be recalled, but they didn't. It's like so many people were supposed to get their money and they needed their money. And now he talking about he don't know where it is. Yes, sis. Erica, pay them people. Like I said, I'm with Sutton on this one. If I was Erica, no lie, like I said in my earlier videos of this season, I would have done a benefit concert. We would have been on, like, YouTube Live or Instagram Live or somewhere where I can get live and y'all can send me tips. Or I would have did, like, a concert, like a straight up concert. Like I said, the gay community in that, like, in LA really like her. She could have had gay artists pop up, got some more, or even straight, like, you know, a mix of, like, gay artists, straight artists, like, just artists in general, and had a massive festival and told everybody all the proceeds go to the victims. And she probably would have raised a whole bunch of money, and it would have made her look so good, because everybody would have been like, look at her doing all of this stuff for them, and she ain't even steal no money from them. And this could have been it. But she is trying so hard to, like, hold on to this money. And it's like, if I was her, I wouldn't want that money. I would not want that money, because my whole thing would be like, this money is, like, tainted money. Like you took money from people who genuinely, like, this ain't no, like, oh, I got into, like, I slipped at the grocery store, fraud, like, you know, money that you took. This is money from people who, like, lost their limbs, who are suffering from cancer, who don't have nothing because their two parents died in a plane crash and they were orphaned. Like, give them people their money. Just give them people their money. I don't know. And I know next episode gonna be a mess too, because Erica come in talking about, are y'all scared of me? And I'm like, some people probably are, ma'am. Some people probably, I don't know why, but some people probably are. But yeah, y'all, I done talked for 27 minutes. I am trying so hard to get these videos down, but I just be rambling sometimes. But if you stayed around this long, thank you. Remember to be bravely authentic. Please drop down in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Like, hit the thumbs up button. But let me know. Like, I want to know what y'all think. Like, do you believe Erica? Do you agree with Sutton saying like maybe we need to distance ourselves from her, or are you just like this is too much? It's too much. But yeah, y'all. Again, remember to be bravely authentic, and I'm out. Deuces.